825 Big Chicken Morning Show with Jazzy McBee on B103, the ATL's #1 for hip-hop, R&B, and throwbacks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, son and me and McBee, Dr. April Spencer, good morning.
Good morning, Big Tigger.
Dr. Lauren Powell, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is the first and only nationally broadcasted TV show promoting healthy living via the multicultural lens on its way beginning April 15th. It unpacks medical issues and concerns affecting urban communities, a.k.a. black folk.
Our people.
Our people. Ladies, how important is this show?
I think it's extremely important because, this is the 50-year anniversary of hip-hop, and we have had this relationship as we're growing up. Like, we grew up into this music, but as hip-hop is growing up, so are the curators of hip-hop. And so we've got to start having these conversations about how can we merge or marry health and hip-hop to help make a difference in the community. So I think it's a wonderful partnership. So we're super excited about it.
Love it.
And us people is usually underserved in these areas when it comes to health, or when it's just the health don't be healthing.
Yeah, underserved and just not good information out there. I think it's a lot of confusing information out there. So we want people to be able to have somewhere to go where they can trust what they're hearing and know that it's coming from someone who understands disease and really wants to see our people be well.
Definitely reputable sources. So what type of things will you guys be talking about? I know it's health, but specifically, what would those things entail?
One of the things we love about it is just like topics that matter to our community. So, for example, if there is a hip hop artist that was just hospitalized for a stroke, or if there is, someone that we are familiar with in our community that just unfortunately died of, let's say, colon cancer, we want to use it as an opportunity to talk about it.
Right.
Like, what can we do about it? Because healthcare can sometimes be scary. Yeah. We're disenfranchised, of course, historically with the Tuskegee experiment. Different things have had us to have a not so pleasant relationship with medicine and our people. So if you have someone that looks like us, that are professional, we're all board certified physicians that's giving the information, but using hip hop as a platform to get your attention. And once you draw you in, be like, okay, what can we do to really try to make a difference?
Absolutely.
Definitely like multi-generational. This is not a TV show that's just for your grandma and your mama. It's for the young people. It's for millennials. It's for all genders. We talk about male health, prostate cancer. We talk about female health, fibroids and, all these other things that are really relevant to our people. And so it's really a show for everybody.
Right. And I know, Dr. April, one of your expertise is breast cancer, right? And so I remember I met you a while back and we were speaking about breast cancer. So tell me some of the things that you'll be talking about concerning that.
Yeah. So people that deal with breast cancer, as you know, it's a year-round sort of journey. It's not just in the month of October that highlights, and that's what I love about the show, is that we can talk about things that are relevant year-round. So I've been doing, surgery for over 20 years now, and I just so happen to specialize in breast. And African-American women are disproportionately affected by breast cancer in terms of our mortality, our death rate. So listen, as long as we have someone that looks like us that can help inspire through education, that's what it's all about. And it's not going to just be in October.
Nice.
Yeah. And I love to bring Dr. Lauren in because she talks about how your food is your medicine.
Yeah, I was gonna ask exactly what is. Let me get
As
this
I'm
right
sitting
now.
here eating a sausage, egg, and cheese
How do you
sandwich.
become a culinary doctor, and how does that help us?
Well, listen, it really started for me when I was in my residency and my father had a stroke. And my dad was this guy that was taking medicine in the morning. He was taking medicine at the night. He was going to the doctors every 3 months. But something bad still happened. And I recognize that you can take all the pills, but if you don't change what you're putting in your body, if you don't change how you're living your life, your sleep, your stress, bad stuff is still going to happen. So I did some additional training in culinary medicine, really so I could better help my patients. I felt like it was a disservice to talk to them about their hypertension and diabetes, but not talk about what they're eating and what they're drinking.
Amen.
Dr. Lauren, are you going to judge me for this?
No judgment. It's about a balance.
No, okay.
I'm not
Wolfing
here.
down the sandwich. Wolfing.
People get scared, but I'm not here to take food away from you. I'm not here to take food away from you. I'm here to empower you.
Okay.
To show you, because I don't want you dependent on me. I'm a doctor, a primary care physician. I don't want you dependent on seeing me every 3 months. I want you to be the boss of your own health.
I know that's right.
And so I want to empower you by, listen, if you incorporate this and this into your diet, you can reduce your risk of cancer. You can reduce your risk of stroke. You can reduce your risk of diabetes. And so that's kind of a lot of what, my focus is on the show is as we talk about these different health conditions, how do we also talk about the food that we're eating and how that influences them?
We are talking to the beautifully melanated, board certified doctors in the building, Dr. April and Dr. Lauren. They are a part of this brand new show that is debuting on April 15th, Mondays at 6 p.m. on Fox Soul and Impact TV called UrbanMDTV. They will tackle stuff like kidney disease, heart disease, colon cancer, maternal health, which is very big for all us melanated folk. Before we get you out of here, Dr. April, what is in regards to women's health and breast health, the most important thing for women to do is?
The most important thing for women to do is if you see something, say something. If you feel something, say something. Don't follow, sometimes we talk ourselves out of things.
Yes.
So just
oh my gosh.
listen to your gut. Be your own advocate. And that's what it's all about. And just learning that, listen, if you feel like something isn't right, it probably isn't, and get a first, second, third, or fourth opinion.
Yes, absolutely.
Dr. Lauren, when it comes to food, for everyone listening, most important thing for them to know.
Well, I'm gonna say two things. One is a primary care physician, and that's get a doctor that you trust.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't want to hear you haven't been to the doctor in a decade because you didn't like the last one and what they said, so you just did nothing and saw nobody. That's not an option.
Okay.
If you see a doctor and you don't like the plan, see somebody else. You are not married or committed to any particular person.
Right.
So that's number one. And number two, I really want people to get back in the kitchen. I really want us to, because what happens is nobody is cooking.
That's true.
Mama and daddy ain't cooking, so
That's
kids
true.
don't learn how to cook. So everybody's living off fast food.
That
We
is
eat
true.
some DoorDash.
Right. Chick-fil-A.
First of all, it's not economically smart. I mean, I'm
Facts.
having these young patients that are spending $2,000 a month on carry out, and then you can't control what's in it. You can't control.
As I lift my
wolfed down the
Starbucks sandwich up because I didn't have time to cook breakfast.
It's balance, right? I'm not saying don't ever do it, but I'm just saying, can we do some things in addition?
Okay, like workout or
Work out. Can we try to say I'm gonna cook dinner and maybe breakfast I'm gonna eat out, or
Okay, nice.
I'm gonna try to meal prep a couple of days out the week, but then I have a couple of days where listen, it's a busy day,
Right.
and I'm just gonna eat out and I'm gonna plan for it. I'm not gonna be random.
right? Okay, okay.
Because when we're random, that's when we make bad decisions. So
Listen.
I love that.
Urban MD TV, Mondays at 6 p.m., Fox Soul and Impact TV, beginning April 15th. Should they want to find out more and follow you, tell them how to do that.
yeah, I'm at Dr. Lauren Powell everywhere on social media. My website is drlaurenpowell.com for all my products and services, and looking forward to connecting.
Yeah. And make sure you follow me. It's just my name, Dr. April Spencer, and also UrbanMDTV on all digital and social platforms.
Good to see you, beautiful sister. Beautifully
Thanks for having us.
melanated,
They bad, y'all.
board
Okay,
certified.
I'm
You hear
loving this
me?
right
And
now.
all the doctors that we're going to have on the show will all be board certified. People, that look like us that you can trust. And I really wanted to ask you a question.
Come on.
We're trying to make healthcare accessible and sexy and so it's not so intimidating. So we're teaching people and trying to inspire people different ways to be healthy.
Okay.
So, for example, you want to get more physically healthy. Most people think of a gym, right?
Right.
A treadmill. You're diving. That is amazing.
Oh.
So
Thank
we
you.
need to have you on the show.
I would love to be on the show. Pull a ticker up.
Because he loves to dive.
Talk about other ways that you can be physically active. You don't have to be relegated
I
to
love
a
diving
gym
and
setting,
cycling.
dancing
showing our
and Pilates and
other
things like
ways.
that.
It could be dancing.
Wait,
it could
real
be
dancing
skating.
though, right? Not like twerking. All right.
That's still an exercise. Wait a
You only
minute.
exercise in one part right there. 8:34.
Makes the booty bigger.
Thank you both for coming this morning. Dr. April Spencer, Dr. Lauren Powell. Again, check out Urban MD TV beginning April 15th. Mondays at 6 p.m. on Fox Soul and Impact TV. More Big Ticket Morning Show with Jazzy McBee next on B103. Dr. April, a lot is made out of saving the tatas.
Yes.
And in your board certified experience and all the time that you've been doing what you do, what is probably the most important thing that women should be involved with? Like, is the mammogram that important, and if so, why?
Yeah. Well, one of the things that women really need to be aware of is if you get a call back, go back. Like mammograms are super important because it helps us to identify things before you actually feel something. But a lot of times we're afraid to, follow our doctor's advice and get your mammogram. But a lot of times when we get called, we're afraid. And like, well, if I stay away, maybe whatever's going on will go away.
Right.
If you stay away, it won't go away. It's only going to get worse and make my job as a surgeon a lot more challenging to treat you later. So I always am a huge proponent, early detection means better protection. So if you see something, you feel something, let's just dive in and, just make sure that you are diligent in going back.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean you have breast cancer, but there's a breast concern, so that may need to require a biopsy or just following up in 6 months or so. But the main thing is if you get a call back, go back.
Exactly. I remember, of course, me doing my breast exam, and it was a long time ago. And I think we talked about that, and it was like a little knob. And I think I waited maybe about 2 months, and I would check it every single day. It was really little, and I was like,
But what prevented you from?
I was scared. I was scared of, because the things that you hear about breast cancer. So I was really scared, and I was like, okay, God, I'm gonna pray. God was like, if you don't take your butt to a physician, and I did, and of course it was negative. But every single year I go back faithfully to make sure I get that checked.
Yeah. But and I'm glad you're doing that, but we're kind of moving away from like these monthly breast exams because a lot of times people will ignore other things other than a lump. Like you felt a lump, but what if you have nipple discharge? What if there's a lump on the arm?
Right.
And I've had a lot of young patients particularly, they are so accustomed to, okay, if I feel a lump, that's a problem, but anything else, they'll talk themselves out of it. Hey, I have this rash. It's probably a bug bite, but there's certain rashes that are actually breast cancer and they only present themselves in the skin. But if you're thinking about just feeling, that's why I say if you see something, say something, not just if you feel something.
You have breast supplements?
I do.
What do the breast supplements do?
Because
I'll
I'm
make your breast
intrigued.
larger.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute,
You had that, boy. All right.
So the health of it.
Yeah, this one is for the girls. It just after doing surgery for 20 years, I've noticed that about 80% of women are already on supplements, but a lot of supplements aren't what they need to be on. Some are things that they don't need to be on. Certain women, if they're in treatment, it can actually counteract their medication. And even women that are healthy, we don't necessarily need to supplement what you're not lacking. And so I would send them all over the place for all these different supplements. I was like, you know what? I like easy. Let's just put everything in one vitamin. And so it's breast and beauty. So it's skin tightening, so hair and nails, but also anti-inflammatory. It's calming, has wonderful vitamin D, just things in it that we know if you are deficient can increase your risk of just body inflammation, breast inflammation, even breast cancer. So it's not meant to like be curative, but more so something to support what you're already doing so you can be healthy. So it's proprietary, but again, it's just after 20 years experience, just putting it in one little pill.
Where do you get it?
Just breast, and you can get it on my website
I love it. I'm
at draprilspencer.com. So I'm super excited. It's the only supplement that's by a breast surgeon for the breast for women. So
and how many years of expertise?
21.
I mean, you just have to put that out there. Yeah.
When I was 12.
Yeah. That means a lot. That really means a lot because I know me personally, when I look for a physician, I look at the years they've been doing. I look at the board certifications because now it's like, oh, they think they're a physician and well qualified to do it. But some doctors will give you a prescription for something and send you on your way.
Sure.
And so to me, I like to do my research, and 20 years in experience and us even having conversations about it, I would say I would trust your judgment on it. So I have to go to the website. And,
this one's for the girls.
Absolutely. You have to go get my vitamins.
Let me get my life together.
Well, Dr. Lauren, I did want to ask you, what 2 or 3 foods would you say we would need to add into our diet to balance things out?
I would say, most people are not getting enough vegetables. So what would you guess the number of servings of vegetables you should be getting in a day? Any guesses?
Is it cups or servings?
Servings.
I thought it was
I don't know
2.
anymore.
Wait a minute, fruits or vegetables or all together?
Yes.
3.
I have no idea.
So it's 7 to 9.
Damn.
So what happens is most people, and 7 to 9 doesn't happen randomly. You can't just happenstance on 7 to 9 service, which means you have to be intentional. You kind of have to be mindful about what you're eating. You have to think about incorporating vegetables into each meal.
Okay.
And so a lot of times I'll ask patients just an objective question, what is your diet like? They're, oh, it's good. I'm healthy, eat that. Okay, give me an example of what you eat in a 24-hour period. And it would be like, the only vegetable they had was some peas with dinner. And so it's just not enough. So
how do you incorporate so many vegetables?
So very simple, like
salad.
So for instance, a salad, you can easily get 3 to 4 servings in one salad.
Right, and I
okay.
eat a salad literally every day. It's like I have to eat it. I love salads. I would go to Chick-fil-A. He's like, you go to Chick-fil-A every day? I was like, I really do. I gave them $10.21 every single day, and then I'll add up my points and then get another free salad.
Speaking of going back to the kitchen,
I do. I do, but I eat a salad as like a lunch or something like that, and then I would eat dinner, and it probably wouldn't include vegetables like all the time.
Really?
But yeah, but
Now it's
not all the
something you think about
time.
to be mindful of.
Yeah.
And I say if you shoot for 7 to 9 and land at 6, that's still doing good.
Okay, good.
So I kind of give people a high number to shoot for because I know sometimes they may not hit it, and if they fall a little short, they still did a good job.
Very clever.
So it's lots being made out of pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan, and there's a lot of conversations about eating for your blood type. Is that a real thing?
So there's a lot of diets out there, and I never advocate for one specific diet because it's not a one size fits all. Something that works well for you may not work well for me. And so what I do ask everyone to avoid is processed food because that's good for nobody. The sugar, the sugary treats and sweets,
Don't hide
the
your
pop and
food.
the sodas, the sugary coffee drinks, that's good for no one.
Don't hide your coffee.
Oh my God! Like, come on! Even Starbucks.
Starbucks the what?
I don't drink it every single day. Like
And
when I
there's
need
ways
to
to
pick
get
me up.
Starbucks drinks that are okay. Like if you can get an Americano, those have like little. So there's ways to make good choices.
Okay, good.
Most people don't go to Starbucks to get something that's, low
Healthy.
sugar. They're going to get the, the Frappuccinos and the things that have 1,500 calories that they're having not in place of food, but in addition to food. So I don't advocate for one specific diet because there's different diets work well for different people, but I think everyone should be trying to cook their food. Everybody should be eating vegetables. Everybody should be avoiding simple sugars and the processed stuff.
I'll say anywhere with diet in it can't be good. So culinary choices.
Yes.
That culinary doctor.
So now, in leading back to the kitchen, seasoning matters.
Seasonings matter because what happens is people think they're doing great by making a salad, but then they put like bacon bits and ranch dressing, and I'm sorry if I'm hurting people's feelings, but they put stuff on it that just cancels it out. And so one thing is seasonings that people put. So I created a seasoning called the Doctor Seasoning, and it's called the Everything Seasoning because it literally goes on everything. There's nothing that you can put it on. You're like, this doesn't fit. And there's no additives. We make it from scratch, very small batches. You can literally, I make salad dressings out of it. I put it on steak. I put it on chicken. I put it on my fish. I put it on pasta. I put it on my vegetables. It's something to just make stuff easy for people. I want them to cook, so I know it has to be easy.
And it tastes good. It tastes so good.
Does it have any salt in it, or is
It has some pink Himalayan sea salt, but it's not the first ingredient or the second ingredient.
Okay, I love it.
Okay, where did they get it?
My website, drlaurenpowell.com.
Okay.
Nice.
And it's called?
The Doctor Seasoning.
Doctor
Yep.
Seasoning.
Well, I mean, you better get some Dr. Seasoning in your. It's better than Lowry's.
Much better. And you put on all those 25
you get
vegetables.
to your own horn.
I
It's
put Lowry's on everything.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, you might end up with a little high blood pressure, but I know it does taste nice, but
It's great.
it just doesn't serve your body well, the Lowry's.
Understood.